playoff implications on the line this evening. The 2023 Phoenix Rising season brought to you by Equality Health. It's Phoenix Rising playing for a home playoff match, facing off against the New Mexico side whose playoff hopes are hanging on by a thread. Look at the 5 teams vying for the final 2 positions in the postseason. RGV losing to Sacramento. They are one result from anybody above them from being eliminated from the postseason. El Paso lost to Memphis, so that gives New Mexico a chance to make a push. Michael Watring, Ricky Lopez-Espin, and our entire crew inviting you to come in and stay a while with us here this evening. Phoenix Rising's been in great form. They're unbeaten in their last 8 and played well against Orange County.
And Orange County can do no wrong at the moment. Brilliant strike here from Milan Iloski, but Juan Garrett was extremely pleased because, yes, it was a good performance, but we found a way to pick up points, and you found a way. What a terrific strike this is from Cuello. Top corner where the spider sleeps. No problem whatsoever, a 1-1 draw.
Tonight's Game Changer is presented by Hope High School Online, changing the game of education, and it is Emil Cuello. He had that rocket of a goal, and he can be a difference maker for a team that has plenty of them.
And he won't start here tonight, but when he comes off the bench, you're going to see him get on the ball very early and often. How comfortable can he be, and how quickly can he get in a rhythm? He can play wide, he can play centrally. So when he comes on the field, you know Juan Garrett's going to ask a lot of questions of Emil Cuello.
New Mexico has been boom or bust. They've been shut out 4 times in the last 11, but they've also scored multiple goals 5 times in that stretch, and they beat Lou City 2-0 last week.
And just a terrific game at home in front of their hostile environment. You talk about this side for Eric Will. So many game changers, so many players have the ability to find the back of the net.
The New Mexico Game Changer presented by Hope High School Online, changing the game of education, is Harry Swartz. He scored 5 times this year.
5 goals, 2 assists. He can play on the right-hand side. He can play on the left-hand side. Very good 1v1. Likes to join the attack as he sees fit. It also has that last bit of quality to set up players, but also can score himself. He needs to be very good here tonight for New Mexico.
In a congested Western Conference, Phoenix eyes a home playoff contest. New Mexico hopes to keep its playoff hopes alive. What happens this evening? It's Phoenix and New Mexico. Starting 11s and the kickoff is next.
Equality Health is giving doctors more time to be doctors, so they can give you the care you deserve. Ask if your doctor is part of the Equality Health Network today. Equality Health. Caring is back.
1 down, 9 to go.
Hey, what are you doing out here?
I just had something picked up.
Oh my gosh, I'm having something delivered.
Carvana.
You know Carvana. Searched it, bought it, scheduled it. And here it is.
You think Carvana's good for buying? You should try selling one.
Oh my gosh, it's almost identical. You gotta have backup, you know what I say.
Good job, hun.
Thanks. Woo! I loved it once and I love it twice. Where is the other one?
Buy
Or sell.
your car with Carvana today.
Across the great desert to where the mountains touch the sky. This is Sanderson Ford Country, where Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford Country, built on serving you. Sanderson Ford, satisfaction in todo para usted. We're Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford.
Tonight's broadcast of Phoenix Rising FC is presented by Equality Health. Carvana will drive you happy. And by NAU Nationwide. Phoenix's starting 11 looks like this here this evening, and it is tough to find a more dangerous trio in the league than Trejo, Formella, and Arteaga.
And you have Armenakis. He can play centrally, but also you talk about fluidity. Maybe he plays as the wingback. Danny Trejo has the ability to be vertical, to test the shape. Arteaga and Formella, that relationship needs to be very good. Traore, Stenberg, Fuenmayer, compact, keeping everything in front of them, but it all comes down to Jose Hernandez and Zambrano. How good are they at dictating tempo and taking this game away from New Mexico?
And then New Mexico trots out this starting 11, and there's a familiar face for Phoenix fans at the top. Greg Hurst gets the start at the top of this formation.
And you know he's going to be oohing of confidence. He was going to want to get on the score sheet, that extra bit of motivation. But Portillo, he makes everything go on both sides of the ball for this New Mexico side. He's going to sit right in front of that back four. Ryan Seymour, Arstoga, and Suggs need to be very good and very disciplined as they pick and choose when they go forward. Schwartz and Moreno providing the width. Very good 1v1 players. Really attack-minded starting 11 here for New Mexico United.
8th time these two clubs will meet, and it has been a very evenly matched series in terms of goal scoring. Each side has scored 17, but Phoenix has won 4 of the first 7 matches. And these two sides just getting ready for kickoff and keeping our eyes peeled on other results. Oakland is behind San Diego 3-1. That's good for New Mexico because that gives New Mexico a chance with a win to get above the playoff line. Not so good news for Phoenix on the other side because they're trying to track down either Orange County or San Diego, who are 3 points ahead of them entering play tonight. Michael Watring, Ricky Lopez, Espen, and our crew as you take a look at Ilahijo Arguin, our referee tonight for this match. It's Phoenix in the red, New Mexico in the yellow for tonight's contest. And a critical night of play around the USL Championship, the penultimate game of the regular season. And here we go from Phoenix. It's Rising and New Mexico United. Tonight's match is brought to you by Valley Metro. Ricky, how do you see this match playing out? Phoenix playing such good soccer right now, but it's a New Mexico side desperate for 3 points.
Then you look at this New Mexico side, Eric Quill and company, very good 1v1 individual talent. So how quickly can they get in a rhythm? And I do think if you get Justin Portillo on this ball for New Mexico, it's going to be a long night for Phoenix Rising. So if you're Juan Guerra defensively, how do you negate balls into him and how do you disrupt Justin Portillo? Because he pulls the strings. And you need to get Danny Trejo and Manuel Arteaga on the ball early and often. 17 goals for Trejo, 15 for Arteaga. Players that can make a difference on the top line for Phoenix Rising.
Juan Guerra said that since the coaching changed to Eric Quill, that New Mexico much more compact. Zico Bailey tries to go out wide and gets slung away. Mexico winless in its last 7 road trips. They haven't won a road match since July 1st. That was a day shy of 100 days ago. Hope you can settle in with us here on this Saturday evening. Schwartz giving chase. Stenberg steps up. His presence has allowed Phoenix to be a better defensive unit.
And also just how comfortable he is on the ball. The ability to break lines with his passing range, him and Fuenmayer, the 2 center backs here tonight, because it does look like Phoenix Rising are setting up in a 4-4-2 defensive block. So you have Panos Armenakis on this right-hand side, Formella on the left-hand side, and Danny Trejo and Manuel Arteaga, the 2 striking pair. You talk about the 2 center backs, very comfortable on the ball for Phoenix Rising, can pick and choose a pass and break lines.
Phoenix will take its first journey forward from back to front. Phoenix has won 4 of the last 5 meetings. That one outlier was that match that Phoenix played in a short window of time back in May 2022. in New Mexico. It was a 3-1 win for the Rising. That was back on June 21st. Guerra admitting that they have changed since that point.
And it's interesting, Michael, because we talk about the ability to change formations for this Phoenix Rising side, 4-4-2 defensively, but when they get on the ball, they build out in a 3-back. It's Darnell King that pushes high. He joins the attack. Panos Armanakis plays centrally, but on the other side, it's Formella that provides the width on the far side. So really high Q in terms of the rotation here for Phoenix Rising.
You have to believe that Phoenix is one of the scarier teams in both playoff pictures at this point because of their ability to score goals, with Trejo and Arteaga, the second set of teammates in USL Championship history with 15+ goals in the same year. The other duo, also Phoenix players, Solomon Asante and Adam John, back in 2019. And a corner kick coming up here for the Rising. Three straight draws for Phoenix. Trejo leaves it. It's New Mexico side as well that has had to make changes between the pipes. Andrew Thomas on loan from the Seattle Sounders. He's the new keeper after Alex Tambakis spent much of the season there. It's a left-footed swinging ball into the box. Stenberg the closest to it initially. King had his sights set on a golazo. Instead, it goes out of play here in the 5th minute.
It's a very difficult technique because you need to let the ball drop down and strike it at the right time with the traffic oncoming. There's a bit eager there, Darnell King. That's why you see it rise over the crossbar. We're going to see 5 minutes in, New Mexico having a very difficult time just dealing with this initial pressure from Phoenix Rising. So how do you draw them out towards one side and go out the other way? That's going to be the message for Eric Quill, whether you play between the lines or whether you circulate the ball around the corner.
Mayor funnels it back for Rocco Rios Novo, second youngest keeper in USL Championship history to have 100 saves in a year. There's Andrew Thomas having that ball bounce up on him. Mexico struggling to clear their lines. Phoenix playing on the front foot. Novo. Pressure of New Mexico. Keep this in mind. New Mexico playing without both Nicky Hernandez and Shander Borgelin, two players that picked up red cards in their match against Lou City. So that's two of their key attacking cogs. And Chris Wien again unavailable for tonight's match with an injury. Tonight's availability report is brought to you by Spooner. And this is how things look. Torres still out. You can see the members of New Mexico key names: Nava, Tambakis, Wien. Swartz is on that list, but he is in the starting 11 tonight. That's fine work defensively by Zambrano. King, shifty. Zambrano continues his run, just couldn't slow it down enough. But King saves it. Panos Armanakis. What an acquisition he's been from Loudoun. Danny Trejo. Magical run of form he's been in. Hurst has that ball intercepted by Stenberg. Foul given.
Just see Justin Portillo in the center of the park for this New Mexico side, telling the boys just to calm down. Too many times trying to overdo it. And overcomplicate things, just connect your first pass. That's when you get the confidence growing, and that's when you can start to express yourself, especially when you get higher up the field. But it's been all one-way traffic here, 8 minutes in for the home side.
Tiago, the target of that pass, doesn't end up winning it. Mexico does well to clear the area. And here's Amando Moreno. Portillo right back for Moreno. And Rios Novo, first man there. What a way that the Western Conference is going to wrap up in these final couple weeks. Entering the night, 4 teams separated by 4 points for slots 3 through 6. So those are 2 of those ultra important home matches that are still on the line. Meanwhile, 5 teams separated by 4 points for slots 7 through 11. So only 2 playoff berths out of those 5 teams vying for positioning. So far, the 7th place team, El Paso, has lost, and the 11th place team, RGV, has lost as well. Oakland in a 2-goal hole. Monterey Bay play tomorrow against Birmingham, and it's New Mexico against Phoenix. And if you're New Mexico, seeing what has happened so far, 3 points tonight, not only do you get above the playoff line, but with the way that things are sorting out, you put yourself in a great position, but a massive challenge at home against Memphis. Zambrano slings it wide left. Phoenix very much in control of the ball now. Marcus can't slow it. Bailey draws the foul.
He's been very bright. Zico Bailey in the center of the park. He's been a very nice little addition to the roster for Eric Quill. Very quick, very comfortable on the ball. Big challenge to win those second duels that are going to be so important for New Mexico here. He's had a nice start here, Zico Bailey.
Signed with New Mexico about 6 weeks ago. That ball will trickle out of play. It is a throw. Phoenix Children's is expanding across the valley so we can all grow healthier together. Learn more at phoenixchildrens.org. Darnell King trying to get this ball out of a danger zone. Galen Ryden takes possession back, and then Armanakis called for the foul. He had a goal and an assist in the first meeting between these clubs this year. How about Phoenix, though? We talk about where New Mexico's at on the standings. Phoenix was 6th or lower in the West all year up until the end of August. But they found their surge. They've moved up, and in the last 6 weeks, they've either been 4th or 5th on the league table. While so many teams at this point in the season are still trying to find some answers, Phoenix is playing some of its best soccer at the right time of the year.
And we had the ability to talk with Juan Guerra. You asked him that question, what's gone right as of late, A and B, and it said, look, it's not easy. You bring in 21 new players. They have to buy into the culture. They have to buy into the community. They have to change their living style coming into Phoenix. It was not a matter of if, it was a matter of when. We found the right connections, the right relationships, the right understanding of players. And so far, as of late, Phoenix Rising has probably been one of, if not the hottest team here in the USL Championship. When they're scoring, when they're confident, it's going to be a scary sight for anyone that they're going to face in the playoffs.
Juan Guerra credits the captains of this team, saying that the culture is clear. Here's Suggs firing it all the way across. Swartz takes a tumble, maybe a little bit too much there for New Mexico fans, but that ball glides through the zone. Suggs Back out top, Zico Bailey. Bailey tried to find a little bit of a seam, couldn't do so. Now it's out wide, Rivas through the middle, bouncing, and Moreno just skies it over everything, and Phoenix dodged a bullet.
Just so many numbers advancing that final third here for New Mexico. Lovely bit of skill here from Suggs, but talk about the decision making from Zico Bailey. As he gets a second bite at the apple, instead of trying to force it back down the middle, he rotates it over. Rivas, exquisite ball as the back line for Phoenix Rising, retreating, cut back ball, but you just see the balance from Armando Moreno as he's falling over. That's why you see it go up and over the crossbar. They have the ability to have that combination play in that final third, this New Mexico side. But how clean can they be and how clinical is going to be the question for the visitors.
Tiaga committing the foul on Kalen Ryden. Ryden asking for a pocket pull here.
14 minutes in, Manuel Arteaga has not got the touches that he would like on this ball. Every time a ball is being played centrally, it's maybe off the mark by a tiny bit, enforcing the issue. You see clear foul comes in late on Ryden. That's going to be a nice little battle that we're going to see all night. Arteaga against Seymour and Ryden, players that love to be physical, all three of them.
At the quarter-hour mark, no score between Phoenix and New Mexico. Two teams with different things to play for, but playoffs in mind. Phoenix is clinched. They're vying for a home playoff match. Sitting right now in 5th, 3 points behind Orange County and San Diego for the 3-4 slots. Meanwhile, New Mexico came in 10th on the league table, but have their eyes set on getting above the playoff line. With one match to go after tonight. With Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Michael Watrang. Our entire crew, happy to have you along for the ride. Here's a long shot, Rios Novo has to punch it away. He did well to get back, but he was off his line, and that was an accurate long distance attempt.
If you're not cleaning this back for Phoenix Rising, how quickly this New Mexico side can be. Zico Lewis, so cheeky, picks up his head, sees Rio Nova off his line, hits it extremely well. You just see the recovery run from the goalkeeper to punch it wide of his post. Phoenix Rising here, dodge a bullet.
Phoenix has been so good defensively. They allowed at least a goal in 15 of the first 16 matches, but they have 6 clean sheets in the last 16 and have given up just 1 goal per match in that stretch. And playing with that consistent level has been so key to their stretch of rising from below the playoff line to now in a position to host a playoff match with results the final 2 matches. Portillo serves, and it doesn't beat Trejo, but it does force issues. Stenberg had to settle it away, and it's a throw and not a corner, and that works out for Phoenix.
Nice little tactical wrinkle here from Juan Guerra. Throwing someone about 15 yards from Justin Portillo. They know how deadly he can be from any set ball. About 25 yards in, drives it with a lot of pace, a lot of power and precision.
Juan Guerra said that he's pleased overall, but disappointed with how his team has handled restarts. They've given up 3 goals in the last 6 on corners, goal kicks, and throw-ins. Need to be more focused in those scenarios, and through the first 2 tests tonight, they are. Switch of field here. Rivas. Bailey would have been offside. Instead, it trickles out for a throw. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com. The latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Goals are not at a premium in some of the other matches tonight. San Diego 4-1 out in front of Oakland. Corona, Damas, twice, and Perez have scored for the Loyal in that lead. And it's Milan Olaski scoring in the 44th minute for Orange County to go out in front of San Antonio. Western Conference 1 seed in the grasp of Sacramento right now. San Antonio need 2 wins and a Sacramento loss to pull even for the Western Conference's top spot and home field throughout the postseason. Well, there's plenty of pushing and shoving. Darnell King, the Phoenix captain, comes out to speak. And now John Stenberg has his conversation as well. And New Mexico waiting to put this ball in play. Portillo, a low lining service, nodded away on the first sign. Astorga, Bailey fires it through. Pressure here from Hurst. And does not keep it in play. It's a goal kick. As a player, how much focus do you put on the entirety of the playoff table at this time of the year?
I think it just goes for each player individually. I was never one to read the table or see the amount of points, just focus at the game at hand. I do think that's the message for Juan Guerra and Eric Quill, saying yes, we know about all the scenarios that if they win, we get this game, we get into the playoffs, but just focus on this 90 minutes. When you walk across that white line, you have to beat the opposition. And for New Mexico, not an easy task. You did beat Lou City 2-0 at home, so you know you're full of confidence at the moment, but how do you do it on the road here in Phoenix? It's a completely different animal against a Phoenix Rising side that's full of confidence as well.
This portion of the match is brought to you by Modelo, a reward for those with a fighting spirit. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Well, Phoenix had a lot of the ball in the opening several minutes. They have spent most of the time in the last 10 on this half of the field. Hernandez. Armanakis has it hit his arm.
And those are the spots that you want Armanakis and Formella to pick up right between the midfield line and back line of New Mexico, off the shoulders of Portillo. You can get those players on the half turn, but the last 2 times it's been a handball on Manuel Arteaga and then Armanakis here. You can create overloads with the wide areas, and that's something that Juan Guerra wants his boys to find, those areas that cause a lot of problems for New Mexico.
Portillo sends that one to the sky. Hurst went in with a slide.
Michael, when you play with that single pivot right in front of that back four, there's just so much trust on that individual player, understanding his positioning and how good he is on the ball. Because if you get pulled out of spaces, there's going to be so much real estate to operate in. So look for Portillo, to sit right in front of Ryden and Seymour and just be that single pivot in terms of that security. On the other hand of that, if you're Phoenix Rising, there's going to be space on either side of him. And that's where you want Formella, Danny Trejo to pop in, as well as Armanakis on this near side. So who can win that individual battle of spaces? That's going to be really key in tonight's matchup.
One of Juan Guerra's keys to this match was ensuring that there was always men in the pockets that Portillo tries to exploit. Despite the goal-scoring pop that Phoenix has, Trejo and Arteaga quiet through 22+ minutes. That ball skies out of play. Phoenix wants to press. Trejo Traore steps up to intercept. Let's see if Phoenix takes advantage here. Armanakis. Well, it's a well-timed slide tackle. And New Mexico handled this one with aplomb. And now Amando Moreno, who started this with that tackle, creating space. Knocked down, however, by Formella.
Really good work there from Moreno, as he has to double down and do his defensive duties. Very clever and very good 1v1 and explosive. And men's Eagle Bailey, very similar the way that they move with the ball, very comfortable making players miss. You can get them in a lot of green grass. They can be really important players for this New Mexico side.
Mayor. Hernandez has real estate. Doesn't hit that ball well enough to find Arteaga, but Arteaga's hustle ensures that Ryden sends it out. King might keep the ball in his boots. Suggs and Moreno providing resistance. Force the free kick. Phoenix unbeaten in its last 6 matches at home. Lost 2-1 to San Antonio rather here 63 days ago. Pre-game with Raising Cane's. Proud supporter of Phoenix Rising. Skip the line and order on our easy mobile app for your order of premium, fresh, hand-breaded chicken fingers, special sauce, and don't forget to add our fresh hand-squeezed lemonade. Let's go Rising. Trejo. A lot of space on that left-hand side. He did everything he could to rescue it. Bailey has pulled some strings in the middle. Now Rivas. Suggs, second all-time in USL Championship minutes played. Crossover at the 21,000 mark with 54 tonight. Bailey glances ahead. Both sides have had moments like this where they just kick the ball around the back and there's really no pressure. Suggs now forcing the issue. Moreno can't slow it. Hernandez gladly accepts. And then Hurst commits the foul.
As Phoenix Rising is sitting deep into their defensive block, second balls become so much more important because they're going to try to break the seams into Greg Hurst. So if you're Zambrano and Jose Hernandez, you have to have the ability, is when that ball gets by you, to turn around and do your defensive duties because your job is not done. New Mexico needs to move the ball a bit cleaner, a lot quicker from side to side to open up those gaps. More movement on the front line as well. Everything has been in front of Stenberg, Traore, and Fuenmayor.
Here's Armanakis. This is where he can be a danger. The team's trying to defend him. He lays it back, however, and Fuenmayor flies it across the field. Doesn't reach its recipient, Traore. Fuenmayor. Armanakis. Darnell King has so much space, didn't sense it. Phoenix methodically moving forward. And now forced to retreat. Only one shot for the Rising, 3 for New Mexico. Now a long, more direct ball. King brings it down. Flag is down. Darnell King funnels. He's looking for Arteaga. Now Armanakis tried a nifty spin move. And let's see, we do get a foul. That's an interesting choice. At least upon the initial review, Armenakis looked like he stumbled on the ball. Let's see it.
If you're not going to play in front of them, you're going to play behind them. But this touch from Darnell King is just so good because it breaks the line of Suggs. If he touches him, he goes down. If not, free real estate, but he needs to pull the trigger. Tries to do a little bit too much. And on the back end of this, I think this is very soft. Right in front of the line referee. No call from him, but our center referee overturns it. Now if you're Phoenix Rising, 29 minutes in, Panos Armenakis standing over this ball. You're aiming for right on top of that 6-yard box. It caused chaos in front of Thomas and his back line.
It's an improved New Mexico group. 2 clean sheets in the last 3. The 4th fewest overall in the league this year with just 6. Does Phoenix take advantage of this moment? Whipped through the 18. Bounced away. Retreating Fuenmayor. Likes to go right back in. Portillo, under no pressure at all, sends it away. And a throw incoming. Armenakis ready to take it quickly. And now we'll give way to Darnell King. Arteaga to the penalty dot, and it's swept away. Nobody running in that space. '30th minute of play. Phoenix and New Mexico scoreless to this point in the match. Michael Watrang, Ricky Lopez-Espin, and our broadcast crew inviting you to come in and watch the final hour of this match with us. Phoenix trying to keep their bid alive for a home playoff match with 1 regular season game to go after tonight. New Mexico clinging to their hopes, sitting in 10th in the Western Conference standings entering this evening. Arteaga fires it backwards. Fuenmayor chips it. Again, retreating is Phoenix. Rising fans, from now until October 6th, place a $100 deposit for your 2024 season tickets and receive a complimentary ticket to one of Rising's remaining home matches. Visit phxrisingfc.com for more information. New Mexico eyeing a first half goal. They've had 3 shots. Phoenix have only had 1 so far. Well, the first 7 meetings, at least one of the teams has scored multiple goals. In 6 of the first 7, both have done so in 4 of the first 7. It has not been like that so far this evening. Excellent strength, stabilization from Armenakis. The pressure of Rivas. Here's Trejo. Denny Trejo! Thomas denies. First really good chance for Phoenix. And the team leader at goals denied by Thomas.
When a game is just so cagey like this, transition moments become that much more important. You turn your defense into offense extremely quick. You get a second bite at the apple. Armenakis does just enough to put this into the path of Danny Trejo. He does everything right. Has eyes for that bottom corner, but what a fantastic save that is from Thomas. You see, he doesn't make his angles any tighter than they need to be. Leaves his feet at the right time. Big time save between the 6 from New Mexico.
Thomas has been with Tacoma Defiance in MLS Next Pro the last 2 years. This is his 7th start with New Mexico. He's had 2 clean sheets through his first 6. This ball awry, and Phoenix will gladly take that. Formella trying to get it across. Thomas, did he keep it in? He did not. It's a corner.
You need to be very careful now if you're New Mexico. Last couple instances, they're very sloppy in terms of just playing between lines. Just a warning sign of how explosive this Phoenix Rising side can be with the willing runners on the front line.
This corner kick brought to you by Carvana, proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising. Carvana will drive you happy. And it's an opportunity for Phoenix. Armanakis and Hernandez. Will it be out swinging or in swinging? And it is Armanakis firing it through. Stenberg flies to the ground. He wanted a penalty. And instead, it goes all the way out without a whistle, and a throw in for New Mexico. Phoenix unbeaten in its last 8. It's their longest run since 10 straight from June to August of 2021. They would end up losing in penalties to RGV in the quarterfinals that season. Does the scoring punch come this evening for a team with dynamic playmakers across the board? Or is it New Mexico without two of its top attacking weapons, and Nicky Hernandez and Jander Borgelet, that's able to come in and keep their playoff bid alive this evening. Swartz continues this run. And Astorga, 25-year-old defender, will get a throw out of this. Flag sanked out. Astorga circles, swings it all the way across. Armanakis unable to slow it down, so it means Suggs keeps it alive. And now King with the interception for a moment. New Mexico, though, back on the ball. Juan Guerra with something to say to the added official. Here's a swinging low liner. Rios Novo might have had that corner covered, but it was a nervy moment for the Rising as Swartz takes aim.
Some of the best opportunities for New Mexico. You start on one side, you end on the other side, but exactly what Juan Guerra was mentioning us. You have to be a bit more focused on set pieces, especially throw-ins. Swartz does extremely well as he lets Astorga come around the corner. There's information on this ball, just whips it into the path of the outside back. He hits it extremely clean. Just so unlucky, wide of the post.
Maybe it's those moments, really, for both sides in these last 5 minutes. Seemingly out of nothing, a great chance arises. Rios Novo, after the pressure, gives it away, and then a swinging attempt. Rios Novo was out of his cage, and that very easily, if that was on frame, could have been that goal-scoring moment from Hurst. Lost his footing.
But once again, you just see all of the New Mexico opportunities have just came off of the heels of a turnover from Phoenix Rising.
Zambrano chasing, slinging it wide. Fuenmayor firing over everybody. It's an excellent first touch. King making the run. Doesn't get over to him. Iori gives it back. Formella, Trejo, Formella. Tiaga had it for a moment. Good sustained passing in that sequence. Just didn't end up with anything. Now Zico Bailey has choices to make. Hurst, flag does go up. And yet again, Hurst taking quite the divot. When wellness for mind and body is the goal, Day One Sparkling Water plus CBD is always a win-win with 20 milligrams of CBD, real fruit juice, zero sugar, and refreshing effervescence. Score yours at the concession stand today. Your better tomorrow starts today with Day One. Hernandez will draw additional chat. And our referee tonight, Ilahio Arguin, having a lot to say to these players. It's not been an offensive showcase so far from either side. Waiting for a moment to erupt. Fans getting eager here. Zico Bailey is down at midfield. Trejo doesn't mind that. Armanakis somehow kept that dribble alive. Arteaga could not. And Bailey has now decided to stand up. The fans provide their input. '40th minute, and Phoenix and New Mexico still scoreless in a series that typically gets goals. Through 7 meetings, the teams have combined for 34 goals. So when these two sides link up, you can typically add some, and there's Santi Moar. He's getting loose. Sam Hamilton as well. Bailey is up. His rookie season of college at Cal State Fullerton, and then went to Sweden in 2019 to start his pro career. Has been with FC Cincinnati, San Antonio, and now New Mexico. With 5 minutes plus any stoppage time to go in the first half, we're still focusing on trying to get our first goal of the night. Phoenix enter the night 5th in the Western Conference standings, 1 point ahead of Colorado Springs and 3 behind Orange County and San Diego. New Mexico entered a tie for 10th in the West. Their heartbeat for a postseason had a flicker, but things have gone well around the West. El Paso losing to Memphis, Oakland being rocked right now by San Diego 4-1. And Monterey Bay traveling to Birmingham tomorrow in the lone match of the day. Here's Bailey right back on the pitch after a self-induced water bottle shower.
He said number 30.
Hernandez. Aims this ball down the sideline. Armanakis punches it to the surface. Armanakis cannot get around Suggs. Very few players have been able to find that work for Suggs. Second in appearances, second in minutes all time in the league. Hurst couldn't find it, now does. And makes this a throw in for New Mexico. Well, Phoenix has not scored in the first half 20 times this year. It's the 3rd most in the league. Indy 11 and Lou City are the only teams with more. So this is a Phoenix side that frequently this season have found goal scoring in the second half. 35 of their 53 goals have come in half number 2.
Just see how Phoenix Rising sets up on this near side. Puts Suggs under a lot of pressure. He needs to make a decision because you have Darnell King. He's staying high and wide. And then Armanakis plays centrally. So for the outside back, do you stay with Darnell King, or do you go centrally and stay compact with your back 4? And those are the little unbalances that Juan Garrett likes to create on the top line, playing into that 3-back system with the wing backs. All about decision making, unbalancing your opposition. And yet again, another dangerous set piece in the 43rd minute.
Perhaps this is the moment that Phoenix has been waiting for. It's a long way out. They have 3 men. Taking a glance at this right now. Now it's just Armanakis and Arteaga.
Top of the 18-yard box. Stenberg has a height advantage of Moreno here, so he might be an intended target for Phoenix Rising. Personally, I would like an outswinger here for Armanakis to bend the ball away from Thomas.
And it is Arteaga into the wall. Rather than use that height advantage from this right side, now it is fired in. King waiting, serving. Despite a tumble, King stepping up again. Mexico handling all that resistance and pressure extremely well. Hurst holding it up. And Swartz to his right. Phoenix back on it. Final minute plus of the first half. Wide left it goes. And a whistle in the box ends this threat from the Rising.
Let's see a little bit of frustration here from Arteaga. Off the ball, catches Seymour.
Arteaga is getting his money's worth out of this conversation. Thomas will take this.
Clear foul. Just pushes down Will Seymour. Extension of the left arm through the backside. Don't really see any sort of argument for Manuel Arteaga.
1 minute of stoppage time here in the first half.
As the fourth officials indicated, there'll be a minimum of 1 minute of stoppage time remaining in the first half.
Who does 0-0 at the halftime? A little bit more of an advantage to at this point. Is this more of New Mexico's style that they like, or is this Phoenix being content with not scoring in the first half and then accelerating in half two?
I think it's interesting because you look at this Phoenix Rising side. At home, you never want to be 0-0 at home. You want to take the game to your opposition, but also New Mexico need this game a bit more. So you look at it in both ways for Eric Quill. You see Wangera extremely frustrated with the lack of officiating in favor of Phoenix Rising. 0-0 going into halftime. I think it's a fair result at this point in time in this game. No one really flexing their muscle, no one having the ability just to create that little bit of individual brilliance that this game is begging for. To be clinical in both boxes and a bit ruthless defending and attacking the both 18-yard box. It's been extremely cagey and a big stalemate from both of these sides.
First half whistle blows. Neither side finds that offensive rhythm that they wanted. On an electric night in Phoenix, the regular season home finale. Phoenix Rising 0, New Mexico 0. Halftime here in Phoenix. We'll come back with first half highlights and much more at halftime.
Who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? How fast do you want to get there? At Gateway Community College, you can achieve a career that takes you places in less time and for less money. Opportunity is not just for the select few. Living better is for everyone. Let us help you discover your future.
Hey, Ryan.
Rising fans, spring is in the air and Circle K has what you thirst for. Stay cool with our famous Polar Pop Cups that stay cold longer. Fill your cup with your favorite flavor or mix it up to create your own. Or try our freshly ground iced coffee starting at just $1.89. While you're here, mix and match any 2 roller grill items, just 2 for $4. Check out these hot deals and cool down at Circle K, America's thirst stop and proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising.
Hi, I'm Luis Gonzalez with the Arizona Diamondbacks, inviting you to join us here at the Arizona State Fair for Feel Good Friday starting September 29th. And each Friday throughout October, just bring 10 non-perishable food items to benefit St. Mary's Food Bank and Operation Santa Claus and get in free to the Arizona State Fair. You help families in need and get into the State Fair. That's a win in my book.
Equality Health is giving doctors more time to be doctors, so they can give you the care you deserve. Ask if your doctor is part of the Equality Health Network today. Equality Health. Caring is back.
Halftime between Phoenix and New Mexico. Plenty to come on our halftime report. We'll look at the remaining games for both of these sides. We'll take a look at the USL, update you on the scores and scenarios, and then our highlights and stats. That all comes your way during our halftime report.
All right, guys, so after training, we're gonna do abs with Trejo. We get some of the guys to join me, and we usually just do an exercise each, and we do that every day. Let's go. So let's start us off with any exercise that you have in mind.
All right, boys. 20 and 20 each side, so one leg's off the ground, the other one comes in. Yeah. 20 each side, ready? Yeah. Vamos. 30 total? 40, yep. Vamos. 1, 2.
We'll go to the side here, hit 10 and 10 here. Ready? Go. 10 and 10. Yep. 45. Starting now. Last push, guys. Last push. One. Here you go. 10 push-ups to end it. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow. Good stuff. Woo! Yes, sir. Well done. Well done. Thanks for watching Training with Trejo.
It's halftime here between Phoenix and New Mexico. 0-0 at the break right now. And these two sides have critical matchups coming up against teams that are playing for a whole lot. Phoenix makes the journey to Colorado Springs next Saturday. That'll be a 5 p.m. local time kickoff. Colorado Springs just a point behind Phoenix entering the night. Meanwhile, for New Mexico on the other side, they get an intra-conference matchup. They get Memphis to come to town, but Memphis right now needs at least a draw to secure a home playoff position. And it could be a New Mexico side that could need a win in order to punch its playoff ticket. That will be one of the matches to watch next week in the USL Championship playoff push. And a reminder, USL Championship playoffs are here. Catch all the action on ESPN Plus beginning October 20th with select matches on Sirius XM-FC Channel 157. The season concludes with the USL Championship final. That's November 12th on ESPN 2.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Travel the Valley by rail. Take in the shops, gaze at amazing art, learn something new, or explore our urban green spaces with Valley Metro Rail. If you're into shows, you are already connected to the coolest venues, entertainment hubs, and community events. You can also jump from the field to the court and then to the pitch, all in one ride. Light rail is an accessible line that's also reliable, affordable, and can safely take you to centers of higher learning, culture, recreation, and sustainable places to live. Travel the Valley by rail today.
Halftime between Phoenix and New Mexico. Neither side has scored. And for Phoenix, it's the 21st time without a first half goal scored and a 21st time without a first half goal allowed. Both the second most in the league this year. Here are your news and notes. Albert Dikwa, what a start he had 29 seconds in against Tampa with the Eastern Conference Championship in the regular season on the line. He scores, and with 1 week to go, he now has 21 goals. Another youngster in USL Championship, that's Sacramento Republic's Davion Kimbrough, and just shy of 14 years of age. And we have one more week of the regular season, and the final is set November 12th on ESPN2. Here's your upcoming schedule of some of the key matches to look at. 3 consecutive years, Lou City and Tampa have squared off in the Eastern Conference Final, and they match up to wrap up the regular season, with Lou City needing a win and help to get a home playoff match. Pittsburgh has clinched the East, so Detroit trying to catch Miami FC now, who has overtaken them for #1 in the East. Gets that, and then I mentioned the New Mexico and Memphis match already. Here's some scores from around the league. These matches finishing up earlier tonight. Miami getting that win at Charleston. Pittsburgh beating Tampa. Lou City and Hartford drawing 1-1. Hartford comes back from 1-0 down in the second half to tie that one. Memphis dominates El Paso. That's good news for all the Western Conference teams trying to catch El Paso, who entered 7th in the league. And RGV, who is clinging to that number 11 spot, falls at Sacramento Republic. San Diego is throttling Oakland 4-1. They've scored 4 unanswered. Orange County's down to 10 men, but they continue to lead San Antonio 1-0. Those are your scores. When we come back, we have halftime highlights and the halftime stats, and then our second half kicks off 0-0 between Phoenix and New Mexico. Stick with us.
Equality Health is giving doctors more time to be doctors, so they can give you the care you deserve. Ask if your doctor is part of the Equality Health Network today. Equality Health. Caring is back.
Who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? How fast do you want to get there? At Gateway Community College, you can achieve a career that takes you places in less time and for less money. Opportunity is not just for the select few. Living better is for everyone. Let us help you discover your future.
Huh. How long have you been tracking our car's value with Carvana?
Just like 7 months.
Should we sell it?
We hold.
Hold.
Silver vans are going for more right now. Should we?
Our low mileage is paying off. You think we should?
Hold.
Depreciation's really heating up. You think? We just did 2.5%.
Hold. Now.
I'm on it.
Already sold to Carvana.
Go to Carvana and track your car's value today.
Tonight's broadcast of Phoenix Rising FC is presented by Equality Health. Carvana will drive you happy. And by NAU Nationwide. Halftime highlights between Phoenix and New Mexico. Neither side has scored, but New Mexico have had some chance here in the 15th minute. How about this chance from Zico Bailey? Keeps his head up and nearly beats Rocco Rios Novo.
Now you need to be a bit cleaner if you're Traore to pick and choose when to play centrally, but when to bypass that initial pressure. Zico Bailey, very clever, up and over, big time save for Rios Novo.
Here was a huge mistake by New Mexico, but it all started with Panos Armanakis, and Danny Trejo was on the doorstep of an 18th goal.
And you want your keeper to make big time saves in big time moments. Stays his ground, down to his right hand side. Fantastic textbook save from Thomas.
In the 36th minute, it was Harry Swartz taking aim with this chance from New Mexico. Check that, his ball went wide, right off of Mastroga, and his shot attempt, and that's why we go in to halftime 0-0. What is it going to take for one of these two sides to get the full complement of 3 points here tonight is the question that both managers had to talk about at halftime. I think that there's more weighing on the New Mexico side, being outside of the playoff position. You're on the road, and next week's not an easy case at home against Memphis. This is a huge matchup for them in a big 45 minutes that could tilt their season one way or the other.
I think if you're Eric Quill, the message to the boys was just getting on the ball a bit more and quickly get into the rhythm. We haven't seen enough of Greg Hurst, Moreno, Rivas. Get those players confident, get them combining higher up the field. And how do you break this high pressure of New Mexico? Because when you do, there's going to be real estate to operate in between the lines. You talk about defensively, how compact can you be? Because Juan Guerra and Phoenix Rising, they like to create overloads and wide areas. And how do you negate balls into Manuel Arteaga? And that's going to be the keys defensively. But for Phoenix Rising, I do think you're looking at the first 10 to 15 minutes to put a lot of pressure on this New Mexico side because you know that they need a result. So they're going to come out and you can catch them out in transition moments and be direct with your runs.
Danny Trejo has 17 goals this year. Manuel Arteaga 15, and Darius Formella has 9. Juan Guerra said that teams are scouting against that. The question is, can they still create chances through other players and through other options? And he kept his group in the locker room for an extra beat of time at halftime. Very, very intense. There's actually, check that. Colorado Springs scored right before halftime. So Colorado Springs, Enriquez in the 41st minute has given Colorado Springs a 1-0 lead at Las Vegas. So that means that Phoenix is now dropped to 6th on the Western Conference table. After entering the night in 5th and eyeing getting above that, but San Diego is winning, Orange County is winning, Colorado Springs is winning. That makes this second half critical for the Rising, and New Mexico importance as well, trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. Have gotten the help that they've needed. It's been two opposite stories. Phoenix has not gotten the help that they've needed. New Mexico has. Second half underway here. Phoenix in the red, New Mexico in the yellow. Michael Watrang, Ricky Lopez-Espin, our entire broadcast crew. Thanks for joining us here on this Saturday evening. Penultimate weekend of the the USL Championship, rather. Here's Hernandez. Sliding it out, wide right. As I mentioned, Phoenix so good at scoring in the second half. This is where they make their halftime changes. Formella has some things to say. A little bit of pushing and shoving between Formello and Swartz. Swartz stepping up for his teammate, and now an elongated handshake from Formella and Astorga. Astorga slinging it backwards. Rivas, Astorga. Here's Rivas through the middle, dummy across, and the shot attempt goes high, off target. Yet again, New Mexico finding some empty space. And it's Moreno this time.
As Portillo gets on the ball, the ability to break lines with the off-the-ball running for New Mexico. Really good run here from Greg Hurst. As a number 9, you're always taught to make this near run, because it does two things. It pulls out a center back if you don't get on the end of it, but if you do get on the end of it, it's an easy tap in. Very clever little dummy. Moreno's gonna want that one back. Should be putting it on target. Yes, there's traffic on there. A bit of creativeness from New Mexico coming out of the break.
Moreno has been in great form this season with 9 goals, second most of his career. Pass forces 2 men to slip, 1 for each side, but Traore eventually goes back.
You already see New Mexico, their line of confrontation is a bit higher now. 5 players across that midfield line. Justin Portillo's playing a bit higher than we saw in that first half. So that just tells you Eric Quill a bit more aggressive in his setup defensively. And now a bigger emphasis for Phoenix Rising in terms of Armenakis, Formella, and Trejo to find those seams between lines in those half pockets.
Looping ball forward, sent out. '50th minute, no score. Mexico have given up 28 second half goals this year. In the box this ball goes. Formella retreats. Here's a swinging ball in, nodded along. Trejo touches it down. Just couldn't get that touch out in front of him. Phoenix starting to bring the pressure. Trejo hustling into some real estate. Trejo pings it through. Phoenix now starting to get the pressure going. Foul whistled. Mexico asking for it. Traore.
Good ball. Those are the pockets of space that you want to find Panos Armenakis to get him on the half turn. But whether it's him, whether it's Danny Trejo, been a bit sloppy in terms of their first touch, has gone away from them just a tiny bit. You need to clean that up if you want any success to find those seams between lines off the shoulder of Justin Portillo.
Stenberg. Phoenix unbeaten in its last 8 overall. New Mexico winless in its last 7. There's a mistake. Moreno makes Phoenix pay. Armando Moreno, off of a giveaway, gives New Mexico a 1-0 lead.
Lots of concentration. If you're Traore, a big no-no to play a ball across 20 yards horizontally in your defensive half. Moreno's just there chomping at the bit. Picks his head up. Rios Novo comes off his line. Thank you very much. Cheeky finish, up and over, off to the corner to celebrate. New Mexico, they have their lead here on the road in Phoenix.
Moreno with his 10th goal of the season. And how about a way to find a goal for United? After the goal, there was a little bit of pushing and shoving. After the facts, it looks like Rios Novo is going in the books, and indeed he is. So Rios Novo goes in the books here in the 53rd minute, right after Moreno scores. That is the second time that Traore made a pass just like that. In a dangerous area, kind of ill-advised. And for New Mexico, a flat-out gift in a match that has been lacking offensive creativity at times. Armando Moreno has 10 goals for the second time in his career. Rios Novo, the yellow card. This is a Phoenix side that has given up 1 or fewer goals in each of its last 7. Mexico is able to strike. Does that light anything underneath this rising group? Does New Mexico find their way into playoff positioning? Here's space on this left side for Formella. Formella cutting it back, looking for Trejo, intercepted.
Needs to be a bit quicker here for Mella. That first touch needs to get out of your body. That second touch needs to be a ball whipped across the face of goal. It'll take a bit long, and that gives you the ability for New Mexico just to drop down and get numbers behind the ball. It's moments like that you need to be decisive, you need to be explosive for Phoenix Rising.
Rivas, this ball into the box. Fuenmayor able to get it away with Hurst bearing down. Well, Seymour also got a yellow card in that exchange after the goal. A yellow card for each side. All right, got his arm up there. Swartz went down, no foul. Swartz back up, latches onto it. Swartz all sorts of space, and it's a corner.
You're for Mella, you cannot just turn around and ball watch. You have to stay with your individual marker. You get sucked into the ball. Easy ball to break the line from Portillo. And yet again, New Mexico wins a set piece here in the 55th minute with Justin Portillo. Look for him to drive this ball across the mouth of this goal.
Mexico looking to extend their stranglehold on this match now. Portillo eyes and get another whistle. Looking at the league table, with this live result, New Mexico has slotted themselves into the number 8 spot in the final postseason position for the time being in the Western Conference of the USL Championship. Monterey Bay 2 points behind them as it stands, but they play tomorrow. Portillo into the box. Again, going back post. Ball over everybody. Phoenix still with just 3 shots in this match. King brings it down. Traore trying to make up for his miscue. Formella and his sights set on Arteaga. Bailey. Here's Hernandez. Mexico has been so compact in the middle of the yard. Very few seams opening up. Zambrano commits the foul as Hurst comes back to take it away, and the fans not happy with that whistle.
See Juan Guerra going over. See Carlos Harvey there. Player that is going to come onto the field, that's going to play probably centrally. Versatile, but very good on the ball and can individually beat someone. I do think, yes, New Mexico has sat back into that mid to low block, which makes life extremely frustrating for Phoenix Rising. So you're asking for someone either to beat you in combination play, but also just to beat their individual marker, can beat you on the ball. And Carlos Harvey gives you that from a deep lying midfield. And as he beats his marker, that's going to force a center back or defender for New Mexico to step off, and that's going to open up a gap. So something to unbalance this New Mexico side. There hasn't been any sort of movement or no one taking the risk since coming out of the break for Phoenix Rising.
Phoenix 7 wins, 7 draws at home, just 2 losses at home this season. Trejo spikes it high into the air. Thomas used everything he had to reach up and haul that one in. Arteaga barrels through Ryden. And Arteaga, I'm imagining, is going in the book here. And instead, Trejo goes first. Trejo still having words. Arteaga has walked away. And there is the card. So the 2 leading goal scorers for this group go in the book in the 59th minute.
Persistent infringement. Yellow card for Manuel Arteaga. Had some careless fouls earlier in the first half. Some referee mentioned to him, the next one you'll get into the book. No play on the ball whatsoever. Now you have Danny Trejo and Manuel Arteaga that have been very frustrated an hour into this game. So how do they manage their emotions and how do they manage those critical moments? Big test for discipline for those two.
'60th minute. New Mexico leading it 1-0 thanks to Moreno's goal in the 52nd minute. Michael Watrang, Ricky Lopez Espin enjoying this match on a Saturday evening here in Phoenix. And it is New Mexico that have put themselves above the playoff line, while Phoenix, not getting any help from anywhere else, is not in a good position to host that playoff match. But they have clinched the playoff berth already. Phoenix to use changes. It's Eddie Manjoma replacing Darnell King. Carlos Harvey coming in here as well.
Entering the match, number 23, Edwin Manjoma.
And it's Zambrano coming out as well.
Joining Manjoma, number 67,
Like for like changes for Juan Guerra. Harvey's going to play centrally, so you're going to see Jose Hernandez drop back and be more defensive minded and pull the strings from a deep blank position. So that's going to give Carlos Harvey the ability to join the attack as he sees fit. And then you have Monjoma, a wing back for Darnell King. Very good 1v1, just to be a bit more dynamic on that far side for Wangera.
Colorado Springs gave up a goal, got it right back. Luke Foster in the 58th minute. Have the switchbacks out in front, 2-1 on Las Vegas. And they're closing in on the finish line between Orange County and San Antonio. And despite playing a man down for roughly the final 40 minutes of the match, Orange County continues to lead 1-0 thanks to Milan Olaski's goal in the first half. And the way that everything else is sorting out, San Diego 4-2 leaders on Oakland. It means that Phoenix would fall to number 6, and they would be unable to host a playoff match if results hold. New Mexico, meanwhile, very content with those results. Sitting in 8th right now, 2 points clear of Monterey Bay and 1 point above Oakland. Monterey Bay still, though, 2 matches to play. 1 tomorrow, 1 next week. Armanakis tries to get back into space. So difficult breaking down this New Mexico group right now. This is what Juan Guerra expected, a very compact unit. Ball given away. Swartz goes down. Harvey is not called for the foul. When it comes to a sports injury, the unknown can be unsettling, but there's one thing that can calm that uncertainty: an answer. Mayo Clinic uncovers answers every day through exploration, teamwork, and innovation. Answers that can lead to more answers and define a path forward. So if you're looking for answers related to a sports injury, you know where to go. Learn more at sportsmedicine.mayoclinic.org. Here's perhaps a glimmer of hope. He's fired through. Thomas would have covered it. Instead, stepping in is Ryden to send it out to midfield. And now, a little whistle behind everything. Looks like Ryden went down. And a stoppage of play by our official. Joma comes over to try to help. Goal in this match, Moreno in the 52nd minute. Came off of a poor pass from Traore. Otherwise, we've seen 9 total shots on the night.
A bit of a tactical change here for Phoenix Rising. Armanakis is going to play centrally. Danny Trejo is going to be this left-sided midfielder. A 4-4-2 by Trey now. Formella pushes over to the right-hand side. Monjoma is your right back. Traore is your left back. Stenberg, and Fonmayor, your 2 center backs. Now you have Schwartz in the book, Will Seymour for New Mexico. It's Phoenix Rising, you have Arteaga, Trejo, and Rios Novo. All have seen yellow tonight.
I feel like the majority of the yellows have been for conversations, not necessarily for infringements on the pitch. And now, card is out. And a walk is being made. Who is this yellow card going to go to? Somebody on the New Mexico bench. assistants, picks up the yellow card. Fans, be sure to visit your local Arizona Financial Credit Union branch to get your Phoenix Rising debit card. It's a great way to support the team and spread the word. Visit ArizonaFinancial.org. Hurst hasn't had a lot of touches. Drifts it wide. Swartz fires it through the 18. Bailey to the second ball. Bailey trying to twist around. Storga, Swartz, Hurst, Rivas. Finally, Fuenmayor puts an end to that rush. But not for long as Suggs takes it right back. Fuenmayor hustles through. Trejo leads it forward, perhaps the most exposed that New Mexico have been. Up out of play. Is this the moment that Phoenix is able to make something happen? Arteaga was playing it wide. Nobody was making that run. Harvey was trying to go through the middle, and it goes out.
Been a frustrating 68 minutes for Manuel Arteaga. Hasn't gotten any sort of rhythm. Or hasn't even seen any service that he would like higher up the field. Moments ago, we just saw Fuenmayor and Traore just trying to do too much and playing out of the back. You give the opportunity for New Mexico to get that second goal. It's going to be so pivotal. Things like that, you just need to play central. You need to play simple. Don't try to overdo it. Last couple of decisions from Traore haven't been the best. So it's really important for a player when you're not in a rhythm, connect your first pass, connect your second pass, do the simple things very well. And once you start to get the confidence once again, that's when you can start to grow into this game and express yourself and try to do a bit more. The last couple of touches for Traore have gone away from him.
It's been almost 25 minutes since Phoenix last attempted a shot. They do not have one in the second half and have just 3 for the match. Mexico's defense has made it a frustrating night for the Rising. Hurst, excellent maneuver. Swartz. Where does he go here? Bailey. Harvey steps up to intercept. Advantage will be played. Is this the counter that Phoenix have been waiting for? Trejo galloping. Trejo 1v1. Trejo through. It's set right back where it came from. And a booking is coming here as well. And Justin Portillo will go in. And the cards continue to rack up for both sides. Armando Moreno's goal in the 52nd minute have New Mexico not just on top of the match, but in the playoffs. As it stands right now with one regular season match to go. Phoenix entered the night 3 points off the pace for 3rd in the West. But everywhere else, things have gone the way of results that they would not want. San Diego beats Oakland. Orange County holds off San Antonio despite being down a man for the final 40 minutes. And Colorado Springs has extended its advantage. Williams scoring in the 62nd minute, and it's a 3-1 lead. Panos Armanakis is coming out. Emil Cuello is coming in for Phoenix. Had that great blistering goal against Orange County last week. And on the New Mexico side, Sam Hamilton replaces Justin Portillo.
Match number 14, Henry Frazier replaces number 21, Panos Armanakis.
Ride Valley Metro to your favorite destinations, including Phoenix Rising games. Download the Valley Metro app to plan your next trip. Correcting what we said, it's Portillo still on the field. Swartz is off, and that foul is given. How about Suggs lowering the shoulder and setting up a great chance here for Phoenix? Ill-advised.
As this ball comes over the top, it's a late run from Formella. Makes no play on the ball. You see high into the throat area of Formella. There's just no need. Let the ball run over the end line, regain some territory higher up the field. There's extension of the right arm that catches Formella at a very high angle of the body.
Phoenix haven't lost since August 5th. 8 consecutive unbeaten. They trail by a goal to nil here. And this free kick coming from the Rising. Choices to be made, and now somebody goes down and a yellow card is given. Formella arguing that this should be a penalty. And if it happened in the box and a yellow card is given, how is it not?
If you're given a yellow card, it's a foul. And the foul happens in the box, 100%. There is an argument for Phoenix Rising right in front of our center referee. Mismatch in terms of the physical attributes, no question about it. Right there, lowers the shoulder right in front. Our referee. New Mexico get away with one here.
It is no penalty. It is a yellow card on Moreno. He's the 4th United player in the books. 75th minute now. And now we're ready for a free kick. It's fired through. Second ball coming out. It's Manjoma losing possession, and New Mexico can break. They have a 3-on-1 advantage. Moreno barely able to funnel that forward. Moreno, Rios Novo, and Phoenix Rising able to get away with one. Trejo into space.
An opportunity that goes begging for New Mexico. You want to draw the defender towards one side, and then you dish it out in front of the ongoing runners. As the ball plays behind Greg Hurst, you start to overcomplicate things. Rios Novo comes off his line extremely quick. If you're Eric Quill, you're going to be extremely frustrating because that should result on any sort of shot on target.
Closing in on the final quarter hour of this as you take another look at that foul in the box on Cuello.
Just silly, right in front of our center referee. punch him in the backside, you're always going to get in trouble. Just no need if you're Quajo there.
Score your new career at Gateway Community College. With Gateway, you can achieve your dream career in less time and for less money. Get started at gatewaycc.edu. Quajo. Arteaga did well there, but couldn't slow the pace of the ball down, and it's a goal kick. Frustration for both sides. New Mexico lead, but frustration setting in with the officiating decisions, by the lack of rhythm that this match has had in the last 20 minutes. And Phoenix still eyeing their first shot of the second half. Their last shot attempt, Manuel Arteaga, in the 44th minute. It was blocked, so they've gone a half hour without one. And for a team that has only lost at home twice this year, they have not found their mojo so far tonight. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern, plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. Here's Harvey. Trejo hustling. Back for Harvey. Heavy on the touch. Keeps it in play. Traore able to get a ricochet off of that. Astorga. Rivas. Here's Astorga. Hefty on that one. Might have been eyeing Hurst, but Hurst had walked away. Here's the turn from Formella. Formella eyeing Formella. Able to get that one all the way through. Hurst trying to hold it up, skating around defenders. He is just one man back there, perhaps in Stenberg. Hurst hefty on that touch. It's a hefty tackle, and this is a penalty. Stenberg takes down Hurst. He gets a yellow, and it's a penalty coming up for New Mexico.
As Hurst does very well to elude two defenders. It's a little drop with his shoulder that gets Stenberg in trouble. No play on the ball whatsoever. Eyes on the body the whole entire time. There's a difference between getting in front of your individual marker and shielding the ball and dropping your shoulder and just taking him out, and that's exactly what Stenberg does. No need. It's a heavy touch from Greg Hurst. Rio Snow was coming off his line. And now New Mexico have the ability to go up 2-0 here on the road. What a fantastic individual effort there from Greg Hurst. Twisting and turning, hold-up play as that lone striker for most of this game.
Rios Novo has one penalty save and 5 faced this year. That came against Monterey Bay on the road on July 29th. Plenty of arguments to be made here by Phoenix. They will not win any, and it will be a penalty. And it will be a chance, perhaps, for New Mexico to put this one away.
But it's just the way that he runs up to it. It's a touch around the corner from Greg Hurst. Stenberg reads it extremely well, and he's there. You just slide in front of Greg Hurst. You take the contact, but instead you just lower your shoulder, somewhat like a football tackle, and just side checks Greg Hurst. No need whatsoever from Stenberg.
Phoenix to make a change. Jose Hernandez coming off. And Teddy Varela is coming in. 21st minute. That change being made. Still waiting for this penalty. Justin Portillo heading to the dot. Portillo 22 of 24 in his career in penalties. 7 of 8 last year, and now after the fact, Fuenmayor picks up a yellow.
It's good on Bailey there. Fuenmayor knows exactly what he's trying to do, walking towards the ball, trying to throw off Justin Portillo. Stays in front of him, a little bit of gamesmanship, the dark arts of this game. Fuenmayor picks up yellow. So many times players, when there's a stoppage before pen, they try to get into the head of the kicker. Good on Bailey for coming to the side of Justin Portillo there.
Portillo has converted on all 3 penalties he's taken this year. Phoenix's hopes in this match rest on this moment. Rocco Rios Novo, number 2 in the USL Championship in save percentage. The 2nd youngest goalkeeper with 100+ saves in a single season. And here comes this moment from Justin Portillo to try to put this thing perhaps out of reach tonight. Portillo plants it. Rios Novo waiting. And now a pause and Portillo being delayed now. Portillo strikes, wasted no time. Bangs it off the post. Justin Portillo, 4 for 4 this season on penalties. New Mexico have 2 second-half goals. And New Mexico United lead Phoenix 2-0.
Short run up, eyes on the keeper the whole time. Take a look at the pen first. Stenberg comes down. He's there. You either leave your feet, you take the ball, or you just slide in front of Greg Hurst. As Justin Portillo, 4 goals on the season, eyes on the goalkeeper the whole time, knows exactly what he wants to do, where he wants to go, cool as you would like. New Mexico coming in to Phoenix, must needed 3 points. Double their lead in the 84th minute.
First time since August 26th that Phoenix have given up multiple goals in a match. New Mexico making a change. Santi Moar and Austin Yearwood coming in. And it is Zico Bailey and Amanda Moreno coming out.
New Mexico United substitutions under the match number 11 of Santi Moar, who are replacing number 10 Amanda Moreno.
Phoenix have scored 16 goals in the final 15 minutes of matches this year. They need something and some kind of injection in a hurry. Traore. New Mexico have given up 7 goals in the final 10 minutes of matches this year. This ball hurled through. Harvey trying to get the angle. Traore back for Harvey. All the way across. Thomas is there. He has put together a fine match, although he hasn't been challenged very often.
He's been very good. Thomas between the sticks for New Mexico. As a goalkeeper, if you come off your line, you need to be extremely sure that you're going to make any sort of play on this ball. Traffic in front of you or not, teammate or not, you go through them. As this ball circles over, if you're Carlos Harvey, too much loop, too much air behind underneath this ball, it gives Thomas the ability just to read the flight, come off his line, take some precious time off the clock.
The USL is celebrating Hispanic Latino Heritage Month with stories, events, and more, bringing to life this special celebration across the league. Go to uslsoccer.com/Hispanic-heritage to learn more. A stumble there. Mexico clamoring for perhaps another penalty. Instead, Trejo lets the ball bounce, and it gets past him. What a frustrating night this has been for Phoenix. A team that was highlighted at the beginning, maybe the hottest team in the entire league, unbeaten in 8 in a row, their longest run of form in the last 2 years. They had clean sheets in 3 of their last 7. Hadn't lost at home or at all in 2 months. But tonight it has been anything but a performance to remember. And ultimately, when you look back, the goal given up to Moreno in the 52nd minute was self-inflicted. And then the penalty, you're exposed trying to get that goal back. And Stenberg comes in, ill-advised, committing the foul in the box and giving up a penalty.
Just having a very difficult time to get in any sort of rhythm, this Juan Guerra side. And that's so interesting because you look at this Phoenix Rising side, Juan Guerra wants to be expansive, he wants to play between lines, and he wants to be progressive in his possession. And that has not been the case whatsoever here for Phoenix Rising. We haven't seen Manuel Arteaga get involved nearly as much. Danny Trejo, it's been hopeless balls getting pumped in from dangerous areas, from wide areas, overhit, not finding their intended targets, situations just like that. It'd be a frustrating one when you go back and watch the film here for Phoenix Rising.
Between Arteaga and Danny Trejo, 32 goals. Tied for the 4th most by a pair of teammates in league history. Each have 6 assists as well. Those two are focal points. Those two are key players. And players that have left their imprint on the league this year. However, tonight, New Mexico's back line have just been dazzling, eyeing back-to-back clean sheets, and the 3rd and last 4 for a team that up until the last month had amongst the fewest clean sheets in the entire league. Thomas bounces it forward. Trejo slips, gets it back though. Trejo accelerates. Arteaga carves out real estate, but again wide. Harvey, Trejo, Harvey, back to Trejo, leaves it, one shot, and it ripples the rope, and hope remains for Phoenix. Formella strikes, and in the 89th minute, after nearly 45 minutes without a shot, Phoenix scores.
We talk about the frustration for Juan Guerra because you understand the potential that this team can play at. The high quality, the ball movement, the off the ball movement, and the decision making on 100 here for Phoenix Rising. As Harvey gets into the byline, the cutback ball, probably not intended for Formella, but as an attacking player, you always want to have that trailing run at the back post. Terrific strike in the 89th minute, and Phoenix Rising finally get their first goal in the night.
How generous is the added time going to be in this match? The second half has been card-filled, substitution-filled, and stoppage-filled. Will that allow Phoenix to open this door back up? Harvey down. It's a foul. And it's a free kick for the Rising. It was that sequence, so beautiful, so majestic, that adds to the frustration for Rising fans tonight. You see that glimmer of what this team is capable of. 7 minutes of stoppage time. Maybe could have argued for more. Phoenix has a heartbeat. Harvey, second half sub, makes it a corner kick. Corner kicks brought to you by Carvana, proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising. Carvana will drive you happy.
That's exactly what I talked about. As Carlos Harvey came on the field, he just gives you a different look from a midfield position. The ability to run with the ball at his feet, draw in attention, but also his decision-making. When to let the ball go, how to let it go, and bring players in. He's been really good since coming on the field here. Carlos Harvey has.
In swinging boomerang, flicked out of the area. Monjoma didn't hit that ball well. New Mexico firing it forward. It's just out of the reach of Rivas. New Mexico seemingly had this thing in a stranglehold and now scrambling to hold on. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. Free to play. Download now. New Mexico's ready to make another change. Daniel Bruce coming in for Greg Hurst. Trying to clog the middle of the field even further.
And now Sensi Moore, he's going to be the one spearheading the attack. And Bruce is going to play in that midfield line. Looking for this New Mexico side to be extremely compact, going to park the bus and sit 11 players deep into their defensive half here.
Las Vegas has gotten one back. It's 3-2 against Colorado Springs. They're in stoppage time as well. Every team around Phoenix has won tonight. Meanwhile, at the bottom of the table, New Mexico have had the results go their way. They sit in the 8th spot right now. Can they hold on? Yearwood, all-time leader in appearances for New Mexico, fires it down the yard. 4.5 minutes at minimum left, maybe more. Stenberg, New Mexico more than content. Hogging the middle of the field, playing compact. Trejo has beaten Bruce. Trejo, high arcing flick. Arteaga the target. You can see the cleverness, but not linking up to Arteaga.
Just not enough real estate in behind this back line for New Mexico. It's exactly what Longair is talking about. You beat him with quick movements between lines. You draw out the center backs and then you occupy the space that was vacated by them. Understanding where you are on the field with the real estate that you have to operate, it needs to be a bit better for the remainder of this game for Phoenix Rising.
In the 4th minute of second half stoppage time. Rising looking to pull one out. They've only won once when they concede first. A win, far thought at this point, just trying to equalize. Traore, not enough pace to get there. Takes his frustration out on an inanimate object. This match had very little fireworks for 50 minutes. Moreno scoring in the 52nd minute off of an ill-advised pass through the midfield, through the defense. Beats Semla, and then a penalty given in the 83rd minute allows Portillo to convert for the 6th consecutive penalty of his career. Arteaga can't find the pass. Formella scored in the 89th minute off of just a gorgeous goal and a setup from the Rising. But perhaps turning on the afterburners too late. Went 45 minutes without a goal. And now a yellow card will be shown to Sam Hamilton. Carlos Harvey got a good shove. And it's Hamilton that's going to go in the books. Harvey will not.
Yellow card assessed to the Mexico United number 4, Sam Hamilton.
Here's a long distance effort. That one whistles. The fans nearly finding an eruption.
Last game does the same exact thing against Orange County. Of course, he emulated here at Cuello, hits it very well. A lot of whip and a lot of dip on this ball, but just pulls it a bit too wide. It definitely has shown the quality from distance on that left peg.
9 players have been given yellows tonight. 10 total have been awarded. 1 to an assistant for New Mexico. So 5 aside. Mowar brings it down. As it stands, 1 more minute to go. Phoenix fans asking for more. Mowar kept that ball in play. Rios Novo smothers. And here comes perhaps the last opportunity for Phoenix to build. Flicked on, hustling in, deflected out, and it's a corner for Phoenix. Gorella will stand on top of it. Rising fans at a simmer now, looking to have an outburst in the regular season home finale. Home playoff hopes rest on this moment, crossing it in. Nothing but yellow jerseys. Second ball 1. Formella. Harvey takes a tumble, wants a penalty. There will be no call. How much more time can be left? Well, if you can read lips, it looked like maybe he said 30 seconds.
Well, 30 seconds just went by with Thomas just trying to get the ball.
Thomas accepts a yellow card.
Yellow card is sent to the Mexico United, number 26, Andrew Thomas.
That's the 6th player for New Mexico to get a card. Phoenix fans starting to understand that perhaps their opportunity to equalize is going away, as we've now played 8 minutes of added time. Mexico more than willing to let the time bleed off the clock. Here's Bruce. Bruce nearly put the game away for good. And there's the final whistle. A frustrating night for Phoenix, but a night that goes perfectly for New Mexico. Not just a win here this evening, but the results around them go their way. And New Mexico United is in the playoffs as it stands with 1 match to go. Time for tonight's Save of the Match presented by Truly Nolan. And Rocco Rios Novo had to make this play after yet another bad decision, passing out of the back. Zico Bailey nearly beat him.
Really good save from Rios Novo. Bit sloppy in the back for Phoenix Rising. Eyes up the whole time. Audacious effort. The tracking back like a wide receiver. Rios Novo punches it wide of his post, and that was their save of the match.
New Mexico above the playoff line. Phoenix falls at home, and their 8-match unbeaten string is over. New Mexico United 2, Phoenix 1. We wrap it up when we come back.
Huh. How long have you been tracking our car's value with Carvana?
Just like 7 months.
Should we sell it?
We hold.
Hold.
Silver vans are going for more right now, should we?
Our low mileage is paying off. You think we should?
Hold.
Depreciation's really heating up, you think? We just did 2.5%!
Hold! Now!
I'm on it.
Already sold to Carvana.
Go to Carvana and track your car's value today.
Hey, Rising fans, spring is in the air and Circle K has what you thirst for. Stay cool with our famous Polar Pop Cups that stay cold longer. Fill your cup with your favorite flavor or mix it up to create your own. Or try our freshly ground iced coffee starting at just $1.89. While you're here, mix and match any 2 roller grill items, just 2 for $4. Check out these hot deals and cool down at Circle K, America's thirst stop and proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising.
Who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? How fast do you want to get there? At Gateway Community College, you can achieve a career that takes you places in less time and for less money. Opportunity is not just for the select few. Living better is for everyone. Let us help you discover your future.
Frustration flares this evening in Phoenix for the Rising. But New Mexico has the perfect recipe on this evening, scoring twice in the second half and taking down the Rising by a final of 2-1. Michael and Ricky will take you through the full-time highlights, stats, and send you on your way here on this Saturday evening. This moment just self-imposed by Phoenix.
It's a big no-no playing square, especially when you're about 25 yards out on top of your 18-yard box. Armando Moreno says thank you very much as Rio Novas comes off his line, very cheeky and very clever in the finish to just chip it as Rios Novo goes down. And once again, decision-making, not even a play on this ball here from Stengberg. Lowers his shoulders. Justin Portillo, cool as you would like, inside of that far post. Perfect on the ear. New Mexico, 2-0, leading at the moment in time.
This was brilliant from Phoenix. So many good things about this, but it was too little of this evening.
And it took 88 minutes for Phoenix Rising to wake up and play their brand of football. Quick ball movement. You just see the lack of rotation. Everyone for New Mexico gets caught ball watching. You put the ball in a dangerous area. The trailing run with numbers. Formella makes no mistake about the finish, but it's too little, too late for Phoenix Rising.
10th goal of the year for Formella, but Phoenix went 45 minutes between shots this evening. If you're Phoenix, frustration massive. If you're New Mexico, you have to love where you're at right now with one match to go.
And for Eric Quill, game plan to perfection. You needed 3 points. Probably not your best game in terms of the football that you played, but most effective. Very good defensively, very clinical in the opportunities that you had. Coming into Phoenix Rising House to take all 3 points back to New Mexico. Job well done, but for Juan Guerra, you have to be a bit frustrated. Didn't really get in a rhythm, so now at Colorado Springs, how quickly can you start that game? Because that one's going to be really important for your playoff hopes.
There will be no home match for Phoenix. They are in the postseason. Here are your standings as it stands right now. They're in 6th. They will not be able to make the postseason home matchup. They will be in there. They have clinched that berth. New Mexico, meanwhile, they go above the playoff line with 1 match to go. Monterey Bay has a match at Birmingham tomorrow. They could perhaps have something to say about that and push New Mexico below that playoff line. As it stands, 1 match to go. 2 teams vying for playoff positioning. Phoenix is at Colorado Springs next week. New Mexico hosts Memphis. New Mexico wins it 2-1 over Phoenix as they take down the Rising for the 3rd time. For my partner, Ricky Lopez-Espin, our entire crew, I'm Michael Watrank saying so long. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.